Our most viral TikToks have earned us tens of millions, some even hundreds of millions of views.
And today, we're going to react to each other's most viral videos.
I'm Dr. Miro.
And I'm foot.doc.dana.
Let's go!
Yay!
Abandoned mansion and a pool he jumps in, except it's a perfect breeding ground for brain-eating amoeba.
The neurologist came in and told us 4 days. You have 4 days with your son.
From baseball in summer sand to a hospital room.
And that is what brain-eating amoeba can do, called Naegleria fowleri. It thrives in freshwater bodies like ponds, lakes, and rivers. When you dive in, it will swim up your nose and infect your brain. It is over 99% fatal, but 100% preventable.
Honestly, every time I go on vacation and I jump into any kind of water, I think about this. Seriously.
Okay, so at the end, you said it was preventable. Did you want to explain to everyone how it's preventable?
Yeah, don't jump into dirty water.
You literally just said you jump into water.
Every time I go on vacation and I jump into any kind of water, I think about this. Be better than me.
Thank you for your comment. I get comments like this surprisingly often, and I wanted to take a moment to address them. I appreciate the concern this person and so many others have for the well-being of my suture pad. It's very wrong of me to not be wearing gloves for the safety of my suture pad. I will keep this in mind in the future so that my suture pad does not get infection. Thank you.
You were such a savage.
Honestly, early on, I would troll people much more often than I do now.
Yeah.
I should go back to that.
So this is unusual. His foot is broken, he's getting in the ambulance, and yet he's singing.
You spin me right.
So what's going on here? That whistle, that inhaler he has is called Penthrox. It's an inhaled volatile anesthetic carried on the ambulance, pain relief in just a few breaths, and we actually have no idea how it works.
So he's vaping anesthesia?
Yeah, basically. These devices were actually banned in the US. This is a video from Australia.
Why was it banned?
There were people like this that kind of took it a little bit too far and they got into side effects and they had kidney failure.
Oh,
yeah,
that's not good. This is a great example of a partial thickness skin graft surgery. We do this to cover skin defects. Usually the donor site is from the thigh. So it'll be prepped and then it will be meshed, which means to basically make a bunch of small holes in it so it can cover a larger area when it's stretched out. Once it's in place, we're going to secure it with some staples, maybe some sutures, and then a compression dressing will be applied. Looks good.
Of course. Did this remind you of making spaghetti? I don't
No, it reminds me of the top of a pie. They call it pie crusting, cutting the little slits in it.
Yeah, I can see that. Doctors are crazy.
Watch this before buying a helmet.
Oh, my friend, the next time somebody's chasing you with the gas tank, yeah, you might want the last one. But otherwise, the one that breaks is actually safer. Seriously, bicycle helmets are designed to brake because the brake increases the surface area and decreases the deceleration on your brain. It's the same idea with cars. Old cars used to translate all of the impact to the driver versus new cars collapse, trying to gradually decelerate the force of the impact.
I still stand by it. Everything in that video is true.
So you think the car at the very end was a good example of safe modern cars?
It might not be the best example of, but everything in that video still stands. It is true. Bicycle helmets are almost designed to brake because they reduce the forces in your brain. But yeah, the car maybe could have used a different example.
Watch what happens when you mix blood with hydrogen peroxide. Blood contains an enzyme that reacts with the hydrogen peroxide, making water and oxygen. That's why you see these bubbles form. That's oxygen.
You know, after a long shift in the hospital, when you're like covered in blood, there's blood in your sneakers and your clothes, hydrogen peroxide is how you get them off.
Your anesthesia, how are you covered in blood?
Surgeons, sometimes not so good surgeons. This one's your favorite.
Not this video.
Oh no, this lady does not have a gag reflex. Just watch, they're inserting an oral airway. And the goal here is to prevent the tongue from falling back and obstructing the airway. And if that does not work, we have another device called the LMA.
Oh my god.
You can actually breathe for the patient with this device. And this is always done in unconscious patients.
This is some pretty intense military training.
Military takes their training to a whole new level. Gotta do what you gotta do to learn, I guess.
I miss the person I was 20 seconds ago. We're two doctors, and we're going to talk about what these humans have.
Let's go. Oh, that's just excellent control of muscles.
This person just has hyperflexibility. That is a skill.
Amazing. Wow, and that's a missing collarbone. Yeah. Wow.
And this person just grew out her fingernails. They grow twice as fast as his toenails.
Wow, that looks like umbilical hernia? Yeah, I think so. Just pop it in, huh?
And this person has really flexible skin, probably Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
I think so.
In hindsight, we did not make the smartest observations, I would say.
It was a blind react, and this video got 100 million views. That's insane.
Yeah, everyone just kept commenting.
Stupid doctors.
This is why doctors want to sue us for millions. No more need for expensive doctor's visits or surgery.
So fake. If you look closely, she was stepping on her toe to pretend like she had a bunion in the first place, and she even added a cracking sound to the video. But these bunion correctors don't fix your bunion, only surgery can do that. But you wouldn't know that by looking at this person's page. If you look here and scroll down to their main spokesperson, you'll see it's me! Except for I never approved of this or my image to be used this way. Don't believe everything you see online, guys.
Social media is crazy sometimes. People will sell you anything and they'll use other people's image, like Dana. The problem is that the platforms are making commission off of it. They're not trying to take it down anytime soon. So these videos just keep circulating.
Yeah, we didn't say that.
For all the doctors on social media, there are a ton of videos going around with these doctors pointing to like Viagra type pills and these diet teas that it's crazy.
Yeah.
I've seen it all. Blood, gore, chopped body parts, feces everywhere, but the eye, it still gets me. Don't worry, the eye is anesthetized and the patient is sedated.
I have so many questions. But for one, why is the eyeball moving?
I mean, just because the patient is sedated doesn't mean that they can't move. Those are two very different things. You can be sedated, relaxed, you might not even have the memory of this, but you might be able to follow command. Isn't anesthesia amazing?
It's something, all right.
Also, so many people thought that that was soy sauce. I can't even. That was not soy sauce. It's an antiseptic called Betadine. It's to sterilize the eye. So, radiate pregnant women, huh?
Oh, don't play dumb. It's funny because when I posted this, some people said, actually, you can't radiate pregnant women. I'm obviously not saying that. It's an example visually how if you look at something from one angle, it can look completely different from the other angle. So that's why you always need multiple x-ray views to identify a fracture or anything.
Or to identify a pregnant woman, apparently.
There is only one condition that makes you deathly afraid of water. And when symptoms appear, it's nearly 100% fatal. This is rabies.
I wasn't sure if I should post this video when I first posted it because once these symptoms appear, really, there's only one ending and it's not a pretty one.
Yeah, I do think it is important to educate people though that, rabies is really serious. So don't mess around with animals like stray dogs in another country. If there's a bat in the room, don't hesitate to go get a rabies vaccine while you still can. It's very serious.
If you don't do anything and it progresses to having symptoms like this gentleman, it unfortunately is very fatal at that point.
Let's switch to something a little bit more fun.
This stuff is pretty toxic and cancer causing, so I'm going to use a silicone hand here. However,
we can't drink from this cup. This liquid is toxic. We're going to use a straw.
Bro, why do you use this finger?
-1, no gloves.
Oh my god, I can't, these people.
This is one of my first videos that ever went pretty viral.
Oh. Ah, interesting. Okay, let's be real. Did you cheat?
No,
You didn't cheat?
no.
You were that still?
Yes, there is some tricks. For example, instead of holding your hand out, when you're suturing and stuff like that, you want to keep it tucked in so it's anchored onto your body and then it's more steady. So I was doing that. I was having it anchored by my side.
Okay, skull bone.
Wow, he is touching his brain. He's had his skull bone removed. Anything that increases the pressure inside of the brain, bleeding, swelling, tumor, can cause the brain to die very quickly. So to save his life, we take the bone off, allow the brain to decompress.
I find it so funny because people always ask me how I can do my job since feet are gross. And then I look at something like this and I think it's not that gross.
Well, this is not gross.
This kind of freaks me out though, the fact
Yeah.
that the brain is just right there.
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem here is that this gentleman in particular probably didn't have access to great medical care, because usually we don't just let people walk around with their brain exposed like that. We would put the bone back on before we discharge somebody from the hospital. So that's really unfortunate.
This is one of our videos that went surprise viral. It's so funny. We kept paddling and it kept being just as far away.
That was some paddle. It took us like a while, I guess at least an hour.
Yeah, it was so cool though once we were there.
Yeah.
And it's literally like even more beautiful than you can see here, and it looks gorgeous here.
Yeah.
I think the water was like warm too. It was just very pleasant.
Yeah, except all the reef is dead.
Nah, it wasn't completely dead.
Ah, you're so cute in that
Yeah.
video. But the comments, some of the comments we got in that video, I have to say, I was like,
Some people were mad at us, thinking we were invading private property or something like that. Obviously, we knew it was okay to paddle there. They gave us the paddles. Like, all the things people were mad at us about are kind of silly.
yeah, people got really mad at that video. Kind of funny how social media works in that way.
Yeah.
Vaccine.
Your gluteus muscles are your biggest muscles in your body, and certain medications actually get absorbed better through the intramuscular route. But here, she actually missed the spot, so of course they're running.
Well, in reality, it is slightly like a little bit lower. You know, she got injected into the hip.
Yeah, this is a fake video. It's some sort of skit, right?
Can't imagine somebody doing this. Like, that's crazy. You imagine like going
Yes.
to your CVS and they're like, bam! Like,
One way to get microchipped.
microchipped?
Yeah. How'd I never know this? The things you learn on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really do go crazy.
I feel like that's what Dana does in surgery.
I do not.
So just to explain what was actually happening in this video is sometimes to fix a bone, you have to put a rod in it. And then when that rod eventually causes issues, you gotta take it out. Now, this is not every orthopedic surgery operation, but once in a while it does require that much force.
Yeah.
All right, it's a wrap.
If you guys like these videos, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, helps us with the algorithm, and also hit the notification bell so you know every time we post.
And we'll be making more videos like this, so let us know if you like this one and if there's anything that you particularly want us to react to in the comments. See you guys later.
Bye.